Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to the Karim Ghelani Show, where we talk about health, wealth, the human psyche, bringing in more abundance into our lives and making this world and ourselves a better place. So today we're going to talk about how to be limitless by simply letting go. So what does it mean to be limitless? To be limitless means to be completely free, to be infinite, to have no measure, to have the possibility of endless potential. And that's who you are. You're limitless. So let's talk about this a little bit more. Now, to be completely limitless, you must also understand that you must let go. The Taoist dance tells you this. Action, surrender. Effort, then release. Doing, and then being. The one thing is, in order for your manifestations to happen, yes, use the law of vibration, the law of attraction, the law of reciprocity, and all of the other laws. However, the one important thing you must do is take inspired action, not desperation, but through devotion, not through obsession, but through aspiration. Inspired action through good intentions, and then just let go and let the universe handle the rest. You must trust the universe that whatever you want to be, whatever desires you want to achieve, already exist in your present reality, are about to happen, or are just around the corner. Live in that state of the law of assumption. Letting go isn't an act of weakness. It's an act of trust and courage that you have put years of effort into where you are today. Thousands and thousands and hours of sacrifice, working on your mental state, working on your physical state, working on mind, body, soul, to become the best version of yourself. That's what's led you here to this point where you're about to have the biggest breakthrough of your life. And that's the paradox. Action is the key. If you want to write a book, you must pick up that pen. You must open that laptop and start typing. If you are an artist, if you are a painter, you must pick up that paintbrush and start flowing and start creating the best art possible. And then letting go and trust that the audience will find itself. That brings me to an old Taoist parable about a skilled archer, the best in the village. And he would show up to every single event with complete poise, stoicism, and confidence. However, when he would step in front of the target, his attention would not be on the target. It would not be on the applause. It would not be on the trophy that's sitting right next to him. His attention was on his breath. His attention was the alignment that he had with his body and the bow. His alignment was with the wind and the flow. So when he released that bow, he would just let go. And 9 times out of 10, he would hit that target dead on. The villagers would applaud. They would call him a master. They would say, "How do you do this?" He would shrug and say, "The target finds itself. I am only the space between the bow and the release." That, my friends, is the trust in the universe, that space. But the villagers do not know how hard this person has worked to get to where he is today. He goes home, calloused hands, tired eyes from constantly looking at the different targets. Failure etched into his muscles, but he knows every time he shows up, he's done this thousands and thousands of times, and he has trust in the universe, and he has trust in himself that, like he said, the target will find itself. Now, if you're a basketball fan, you'll understand this. 2 of the most limitless basketball players of all time were Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Now, their field goal percentage, both of their field goal percentages were under 50%. I believe they were under 40, I believe they were about 48% and 49%. That means they missed more shots than they made, but they took the shot. Little did people know the thousands of hours that Kobe Bryant spent in the gym, the 5,000 free throws Michael Jordan would shoot before the game. They only saw the dunks. They saw the smooth assists, but it took practice. Because once they got on that court, they became the court. They became one with the flow. They trusted in themselves and they trusted in the universe that when they shoot that ball, whether it goes in the hoop or misses, it's going to be okay either way because they're going to do it again. And the next time it's going to go in and the hoop will find the ball. To become limitless, you must understand that inspired action is the most important thing when it comes to your manifestations being in your current reality. Yes, live as your current reality already exists. Live in that trust, in that space, in that feeling that whatever you wanted is already happening to you right now at this moment. We white knuckle our ways and say, only if I worked harder, if I controlled more, if I dominated more, if I was more aggressive, I'll get to my desired hill. I'll get to the mountaintop. However, what about the journey? What about those beautiful moments? Even the failures taught you something. Trust me, from a guy who's failed many, many times in his life. I used to be a real estate agent, and in the beginning, I was closing deals left and right, making commission checks, doing it wonderful, and became one of the top producing real estate agents at my company in Beverly Hills. However, when the day would be over and night came, I would numb myself with alcohol and other substances. That's not letting go. Numbing myself. That's numbing your pain through outside sources. And soon it took a toll on my health. Soon I started comparing myself to every other agent around me, that why am I not producing as much as them? I became bitter. I wanted more. And I believe money is energy. And I like money. I'm a fan. All right? But you must understand that it's not just about more. It's about learning. It's about trust. And it's about understanding and wisdom. And at that time, my wisdom was lacking because I felt alcohol and substances were the keys to eliminating all my issues. So I went into commercial real estate, worked on $100 million deals, $200 million deals, $300 million deals. And all of a sudden, I started to see everything crumble. And I failed many, many times to the point where I just was screaming at the sky saying, what is going on? Friends disappeared. People in my life that I thought were so special to me started disappearing from my life. Well, I wasn't picking up the bar tab anymore, right? You must understand to surround yourself with good people that will be there when you're winning and be there when you're not winning. That's your soul tribe. To be limitless, you must surround yourself with high vibrational people that have your best interest at hand, that love you unconditionally, that do not ask what's in it for me, that when you fall, they pick you up, and when you're winning, they clap for you. To become truly limitless, you must understand this. And to be truly limitless in your career, you also must understand that you will fall sometimes. But what makes you special and what makes you limitless is how many times you get back up, how many times you pick up the bow and shoot that arrow, shoot that shot. That's what makes you limitless. Your resilience, your strength, your courage, and then just surrendering and letting go. Action, surrender. Action, surrender. Doing, becoming. Effort, release. Release to the universe. Understand that the universe is working with you, for you, and wants the best for you, especially if you're coming from a well-intentioned place of high morality, high ethics, and wanting to do the best for the people around you. That's being limitless. Be of service. That's limitless. Be kind. That's being limitless. Be of service. Say encouraging words to other people. Be a true leader that leads with passion, compassion, and kindness. That brings me to another story. Say there's a violinist. She's the best violinist in the symphony. She practices for years and years. Her fingers bleed from strumming the violin strings. Her back hurting from all of the symphony notes played throughout the years. But once she gets in front of that crowd and joins that symphony, she lets the music flow through her body, through her soul. She becomes the violin. She becomes the symphony. She becomes the orchestra. She becomes music. Because at that point, when she stepped onto that stage and started playing the violin, she simply let go and let the violin do the rest. Because she knows that she's practiced and well prepared to get in front of that stage. And the audience claps and gives her a standing ovation. And she bows with humility. To be limitless is also to be humble. To understand that yes, there is free will and you are creating your universe, but understand that you are creating the life that you want. However, there are external forces as well. There's fate. You have to master the three: fate, faith, and free will. Once you master those three, you will understand that you are the garden and the gardener. Now, a farmer, he plants the seeds. He fertilizes the soil. He tends to all of the flowers, and then he lets go. He understands that he cannot make the sun come out. He understands that he cannot make the rain fall. He has done his work. That's action and surrender. That's action without attachment. And having trust in the universe and in God, source, whatever you believe in. If it's the quantum field, what you give out to the quantum field is what is reflected back to you. He doesn't yell at the sky when it's not raining, rain. In the winter months when there's a drought, he does not scream at the sky. He doesn't ask why. He just watches the birds fly, and he understands that the rain will fall, that he has done the work, that he has put all of his effort, all of his soul into tending to his garden, to tending to his farm. and the sun will come out. So become the garden and the gardener, and understand that you're co-creating with the universe and the people around you and the external forces as well. And that takes action, that takes discipline, and that takes letting go. That brings me to another story of Sisyphus. There's an old tale from Greek mythology of this man who was punished for eternity to carry a giant boulder up a hill, and every time he carried that giant boulder up a hill, it would fall back down for eternity. You know what I would have said if I was there? Sisyphus, let that boulder go. Release the pressure. Release the pressure. Let the boulder fall and accept your fate and see what's on the other side of that hill. It's not that easy though, is it? For somebody who deals with anxiety like me and who is obsessive, it takes practice to release that anxiety, to release that pressure, to release that stress, and trusting the universe that everything will be okay. You will achieve your dreams. You will get to that mountaintop. You will hit your target. You will make it. You made it this far from all the sacrifices, all the efforts, all of your practice. You are a superstar. You've done so well. Every obstacle that was thrown at you, you dodged. And some of these obstacles were actually blessings. That job you didn't get wasn't meant for you. That romantic relationship that didn't work out wasn't part of your story. There was something better. When you start perceiving and shifting your mindset that whatever hurdles and obstacles have come in your path have been there to teach you a lesson, and there's something better out there for you, that there's happiness, love, peace, prosperity, joy right in front of you, then the world will reflect that back to you. So be the garden and be the gardener. Just let that bow go and let it flow. Be like water and let it flow. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I have so much love for you guys. I appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe if you liked the video, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you, and I love you.